Hi. So, um, I've been doing videos, I guess, uh, relatively inconsistently for about 6 months, um, maybe longer. StreamYard started charging a fortune for their uh, video service, I guess around August, September. And so everything before that seemed to be fine. I just plugged in the images of my friends, they came on, and I had everything set up, and it was super duper easy. But I wasn't willing and not able to pay for that amount. Um, as I've said before, I'm not trying to be a big channel. I'm not trying to, you know, bust my chops to put up videos. I do it for my own enjoyment. I do it because I think if you may enjoy it, certainly if it's relatively brief streams. And usually we play for 2 hours, which isn't too bad. So I've been having audio issues, major audio issues, and it kind of came to a head uh, maybe the week before last week, where I literally couldn't do anything and I was paralyzed. So before this, about 6 months ago, I was watching a lot of videos and trying to figure it out. Now, my setup is relatively easy um, in my head. I've got iMac, I have a Wave 3, and I've got a Stream Deck, which I have set up now. That's why I'm using OBS, and I use Zoom to bring in my friends. I pay for Zoom. I have a business, I guess, account, and everything should be fine, right? And I looked at these videos to try to learn how to do it, and it just wasn't clicking. Something went wrong. Something else went wrong. I didn't understand how audio worked. So I guess it was around Christmas time, maybe January, when I started to go on to uh, AI. And so I went on Llama and I went on ChatGPT and I went on uh, uh, DeepSeek. So I used those three. All of them so I use Venice AI, which I really like using. Uh, I have Midjourney, which I pay for, and I use that a fair bit as well for just simple, stupid things. If I was able to pay for art, I would pay for art. This is just the way that it is, and I know that this offends some. I don't know what to say. This is the way I run my channel. So I I I have these elements. I put so much effort into trying to broadcast something that you'll enjoy, something that's not boring you, something that's not annoying to you. And if it's annoying to me, I figure it's doubly annoying to you. And when audio goes shit, no perfect video or amount of art, whether it's real art or fake AI art or whatever you want to call it, is going to impress you. If the audio isn't perfect, what is the point of putting something on YouTube? And I was really excited because I thought I had it fixed. All these AIs were telling me what to do. I did what they told me to do given my setup. It seemed to make sense, but it wasn't working. I was getting echo. Then I was unsure about whether or not the other person would get echo. Then I would have it so that I didn't hear echo, but they heard echo. I had it so that I didn't hear their echo, they didn't hear my echo, but when I recorded it, there was echo. And so I ruined all of these either streams or recordings. And last Friday, I was ready to just totally give up. And I've started from scratch. I understand how the Mac works. I've been using it since 2007, but I've never really gotten into the hardcore audio aspects of things. And so, one of the things that I'd been doing was I was deleting OBS. I was reinstalling OBS. I was deleting uh my other programs, and I was restarting everything. Now, the AI told me to get Loophole and to use Loophole. And Loophole looks beautiful. It looks like it's easy to understand. And I bought it. It was very expensive Canadian, like $160. I'm still unsure whether or not I'm going to appeal to get my money back, though I would advise you to have it if you don't have a wavelength 3 or 1 or whatever the hell. I was trying to not use the wavelength program because when I used it a number of months ago, it didn't seem to work. And again, installing ops, and then putting in filters and stuff, thinking that this is going to help and it will help with the echo. So there were layers and layers and layers of crap that was sitting on my system. And I never really understood about Command Shift G. So if you click Command Shift G, which I think I can do it on my computer without messing you guys up. Yeah. So you won't see this, but I see it, that I have my name, it's user, my name, library, application support. If you're not deleting everything from your application support, you're not deleting everything because it's going to retain stuff. So that was the first kind of major understanding that came to the forefront. OBS has to be deleted from the application support. The other thing is that I was getting errors upon errors from my uh, OBS. Now I'm running 3102. And I didn't understand why I was getting closing errors. Well, I have been and I will be streaming on YouTube. Twitch, I just don't think I'll get the traction. So there's no point in me doing that. YouTube is a different animal, and so I seem to be doing okay. I think if 50 people are viewing what my friends and I are offering, that's pretty good. That's okay. I'm happy with that. So I I realized that the closing error was the chat dialogue from YouTube. Once you get rid of that, OBS will close properly. So if you set up YouTube and you have that chat dialogue on I guess it's our right-hand side, um, get rid of it, and then you won't get the errors when you exit out of OBS. So I reinstalled OBS, and I guess for months I didn't really realize what was going on with OBS, but in my audio mixer, my mic was always on, and I didn't understand why it was always on. So I'd go into my screen, which many of you have seen. And you know what? I'm going to load it up right now. So I'm just going to do an image. I'm going to do, I guess, the warning image. So I'm going to create the warning image. I'm doing this all live. You can't see it, but I didn't really anticipate this. So I'm just going to grab it. I have all of my assets inside separate folders. So here we go. All right. So I think you'll see it covering my face at the moment. There we go. I'll blow it all up. And you have seen this nice Canadian. My content is 18 plus. For me, that means if you're afraid of anything, if you're afraid of language, if, I don't care about being demonetized, I don't make money. So this comes up. Well, the audio was playing with that. And so I was like, why the hell is the audio playing? I don't have the audio included in my sources, and yet I'm hearing it. And so I have to shut everybody up because I didn't understand. I tried muting it, I tried turning it off and stuff like that. That worked, but then I'd forget to put it back on, and that's just the way my old brain works. So essentially, I'm going to show you the setup that I had, and I think that I'm able to talk through this. So this is what I had last week when I was ready to throw my computer out the window. So as you can see, and I don't have my pointer activated, but you'll see Zoom to OBS. Well, that was what I called my Zoom broadcast. So my Zoom went with the pass through. This is Loophole, and this is what uh, uh, both um, Llama and DeepSeek were telling me to do. And in some ways, ChatGPT, but I had run out of whatever the time that I was supposed to be using on it, and I just said, screw it, I'm not going to bother with that. So you'll see that I have these activated. They're looping up into the output channels. One of the things that uh, the AI didn't tell me was you have to click the monitor output if you want to get the output. It talked about it in a different way, and it was just ridiculous. And then finally, I figured out that I have to attach a monitor to it, and so I've attached the Wave 3, and so my ears are attached inside my microphone because somewhere along the line they said that this was the way to do it, and so I've been trying desperately to do it that way. It may have been easier if I just plugged it into my bloody computer, but I still think that I would have got the echo. Now, on the right-hand side where you see inputs, you'll see my wavelength inputs. So I have Elgato Wave, I have Zoom, and I have my browser. Now, pretty much that's set up similarly, and you'll see it in a second. But Zoom is attached to Loophole. Now, I ask the AI, does it make sense for me to have Loophole and to have the wavelength operating? Are there benefits to having this? And oh, yes, 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 yes. And it explained to me. And it's like, okay, well, I can't be doing anything wrong. I'm sure that Loophole can help and assist with the wavelength software. But it wasn't. It wasn't helpful. It was just creating more and more loops that I didn't understand. And I'm talking to you about this because it's simply about not understanding. So if you look underneath that, you'll see that the outputs are to the Zoom to OBS. That's the loophole. And then underneath the stream minks, no additional outputs. Okay. And then underneath that, you'll see what I saw. Well, you see that mix auxiliary, that was always on, and it was driving me nuts. And then underneath, I have the wavelength to stream, and then and then over on the other side of where you have my little icon, you'll see that this is what Zoom was connected to. So Zoom to OBS wave. So the microphone was the wavelength. It didn't work. And so I'm going to get rid of that, and I got to get rid of this. Uh, wait, that's too soon. Too soon. Too soon. There we go. Bring them back to me. So, I just if you're trying to use AI to figure out how to use audio, make sh make sure that you just uh, do the simplest route. It's the only way. I thought that I had lost my mind. If everybody else can broadcast with audio, why can't I? I don't understand. So I had bought this Wavelength 3 back, I think as soon as it came out, I bought it. And I didn't use the Wavelength software because it was just working for me. I wasn't broadcasting, I wasn't doing anything, and I didn't realize its power. Well, I went back to basics. I did watch videos again, and I just said, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to open up what I've got at the moment. So at the moment, my setup is what I would consider extremely simple. I did the audio test. So on the left-hand side, you'll see Elgato Wave, you'll see the voice, which has Zoom, and then you'll see the browser. Now, I'm not using Zoom at the moment, but that's okay. I'm not using Zoom at the moment. So um, this is just going directly in through OBS. So I haven't touched anything. I haven't needed to touch anything. It's just working. Underneath those three, where I'm using Brave as my browser, and that's literally because in Foundry, when I use my left or my right click button to move the map, uh, what is it? WaterFox didn't work, and I think that I was having issues as well with uh Venice. Not Venice. Vivaldi. And so Vivaldi, I think that right click and moving the mouse in Foundry or Forge was just not working. So that's why I went to that. So anyway, you'll see on the other side, the right-hand side, you'll see that I have my OBS mix. I think it's my OBS mix. No, it's not. It's my Zoom mix. My Zoom mix is just speaker to the wavelink and the mic to the wave stream. Now, I've tested it with my wife. She was on a different Zoom account because before I tested it with my own phone, thinking that it was going to work. And then I went on with another friend and it wasn't working. It was echoing and it was fine. And I didn't understand. So anyway, I went on with my wife. She's on a different account. She was listening. No problem. We were talking. No problem. And I recorded it and we didn't have any problems. So this is the setup. And then underneath, which really boggles my mind how it works, but underneath the audio, uh, nothing nothing is marked down. There's no, everything is disabled. uh, everything is disabled. And it seems to work. So in my settings, when I go to audio, at the moment, the audio is there's nothing, just nothing. Okay, so in my audio input capture device, my audio input capture is set, and I'm not too sure if this is going to mess me all up. And I'm just going to get out of this picture, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so might mess up the audio. I hope it doesn't. So the audio device is attached to the wavelength stream. Everything else is disabled. It's just the wavelength string directly into the audio capture. And I think this is going to work and it's going to record. It has been a journey of frustration. I am going to go live today. So I don't know if this will go up early or if I'm just going to leave it or however I'm going to do it. But I've been frustrated. I've been using the socials. My socials are Blue Sky and Mastodon. I do not use the Evil Empire. And I know that YouTube is tenuous at best, but it's the best thing we got. So, comparatively. So, I think that this is going to work. I think that with some level of assurance, I can say to you, you should be able to watch my stuff and watch what my friends do and be able to have a good experience. If I find that with this simple setup, it's not working, I'm literally going to give up uh, uh, broadcasting either live or broadcasting those things, go back to just comments. I hope that I don't have to do that because I really enjoy playing online. I have crazy characters that I love playing. I have people who in some way rely on me to broadcast. Today we're doing the 15th session of Dido's Dragonbane campaign. It's just three of us who are players. We all know each other really, really well now, and we just have a laugh and play funny characters in serious situations, we seem to be surviving. That to me is what role playing is about. It's about having fun. If the technical side gets in the way, what the fuck are you doing? It's as, it's as simple as that. Don't broadcast if it's making you crazy. Last week I was prepared to leave 2 of my games and not play that day because I was so angry with myself and my incompetence or perceived incompetence. I still don't understand what exactly went wrong with that other setup with the loopback. I don't exactly understand how I was getting I don't understand how that mic was left on all the time. But it was. And that I think is what was causing all the feedback. Um so if you're having sound problems and you're broadcasting, take the time to start really, really simple and then work your way up. Now, again, I'm using an Elgato product. They didn't give it to me. I bought all this shit. So if you have that, don't mess it up by throwing in, because what was I using? Blackhole. I was using, and it was a fucking black hole. I was using Blackhole. I'm sure it's a great product. Loophole's a great product. I'm sure these are great, but it wasn't clicking. So hopefully you have found a broadcasting system that works for you and your audio is perfect and you're really, really happy. Everybody I watch seems to be fine with their audio, which made my life even more crazy. So, I'm just doing this to say, hey, I think that you can have a level of confidence that I should be broadcasting okay stuff. And if I'm not, and I find out that I'm not, I'm just going to completely and totally stop and uh, I might throw an old computer at a window. Uh, so we'll see. Anyway, thank you. I will have something up in the not too distant future. I want to talk about. I've recently been diagnosed with adult autism. Um, that to me is bizarre. My physician said, "Oh no, I knew it when we first met." And I said to her, "Well, why didn't you tell me?" And she said, "Well, to what end?" I guess she was right. But it's certainly helping me as an individual understand some of my quirks and some of the things where I scratch my head when people don't understand what I'm saying, or when I'm playing a game and I don't completely understand the rules, or there's a loud sound, or my dogs are barking, and I literally can't concentrate and I want to rip my hair out. Or, there's a fluorescent light on and I want to break it. Uh, so I think that there's an aspect that I can talk about in terms of role playing and this discovery that I'm a high masker, whatever, And I'm not waving the flag for autism and stuff like that. Many people have it. Many people have it undiagnosed. Um, you know, I'm well old, and so I'm discovering this toward retirement. And all it's done is it's helped me to understand myself, helped me to understand my kids. It's genetic. Helped me to understand my wife. Seems like my wife has it as well. And all of us are high maskers. And so it's not just an academic thing when you're in your 20s or earlier or older. It's something that can help you with gaming and some of the frustrations you might have. So I plan on doing a video on that, and I want to do some interviews. I want to interview some people. So this is what I hope to have down the pipe is to talk to some people who are lesser known about their experience in gaming and things like what brings them joy about gaming. But I don't want to just do the typical type of questions. Um, so I'm thinking about that. I have some thoughts. So I have taken up more than enough of your time. Take care. Thanks and happy listening. Bye. How the fuck do I turn this off?